So, you ready to add some actual components to your model? Good, because almost like anything in a computer program, there are little things here and there to look out for. When we start adding actual components to a model, we get into a situation where the hosting of that element can become tricky. This video is going to look at adding receptacles to a floor plan, and then we'll look at how the element is hosted to the architectural model. On electrical, make sure we're in Power, Floor Plan, Level 1. That we can see our floor plan. Let's go ahead and turn that off by going more Visibility Graphics, turn that on, but we just want to turn the pattern on the surface off. Under the filter list, make sure Architecture is selected. Scroll down till you find Floors and select it. Under Patterns, click Override. Let's uncheck Visible for pattern overrides. Click OK. Click OK again. Our floor remains in case we want to mount something to the floor, but we can't see that annoying pattern. Now let's add some receptacles. On the Systems tab, under the Electrical panel, click the Device button. What you'll see is you get the International Low sign, meaning we can't really place a device on this floor. We'll not place it on a vertical face. So let's hover over a wall right here and just pick it. It's going to add a receptacle. I want to put 2 receptacles here. I'll put 2 receptacles on this wall. Then I'll put 1 more receptacle on this wall. And then the power supply in Revit is one of the most basic but essential. Let's go ahead and place a panel. Once it's in the model, we can then add a distribution system, name, and schedule to that panel. The first thing to do is go to the Systems tab. Let's click on Electrical Equipment. Notice that we have several panels in our model already. Let's go ahead and find another one though. On the Mode panel, click on Load Family. This will open up the Load Family dialog. Let's go to Electrical, MEP, Electrical Power, Distribution. Let's select Lighting and Appliance Panel Board 208V Surface. Click the button. Panel. On the Distribution System, click the drop down. Let's put it on 120/208Y. Next thing we should do is label this panel. Let's scroll down until we get to General, Panel Name, let's call it PP-1. Click Apply. Now, the next thing we can do is create a panel schedule based on this panel. Under Create Panel Schedules, click the drop down and let's use the default template. Now we have a blank panel schedule for TP1. Mount the surface, and we'll find where the location is. It's in the electrical room 107. How do we know that? Well, we'll have to make some spaces. Let's close out of here. Notice that all we did was insert 1 component into the model. Now we need a plan, elevation, schedule, and a panel label just for one easy task. Go ahead and select that X. Now in the properties, let's scroll down until we find Entity Data. You see the number is 1 space. However, the blue number is 101 office. Notice that we can't edit this. This is because this information is coming from the architectural model. Let's configure a tag to read this information, not the space information. Escape once. Select the space tag itself this time. Now on the Mode panel, click the Edit Family button. We can simply change space name and space number. Go ahead and select space name. This is what's called a label. On the Label panel, click Edit Label. Set the number 1 under Parameter Name, Name. And click the little red arrow that goes to the left to remove it. Now, instead of a name, let's scroll down and find Room Name. And click the green right arrow to add it. Click OK. Let's repeat the same procedure for the number. Select the label 101, click on Edit Label. Repeat the procedure. Select the 1, remove it, scroll down to room element, and let's add it. Let's click OK. Now, under the Family Editor panel, let's click Load into Project. We'll get a dialog saying this family already exists. Make sure you overwrite the existing version. This is going to now read the correct information. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to start putting space tags in. And on my Analyze panel, I'm going to click Space. Now I'm going to go through, and I'm going to start to put spaces in all of these areas. You can follow along with me. Most importantly, this area here is the electrical room. And this area here is going to be our mechanical room. If you only get 2 spaces in the entire model, make sure you get those 2. I'm going to click this room and then this room. I'm just going to go through. You'll notice as I come outside here, this is actually an outdoor terrace. That means that room is unoccupied. That's okay. If something like that happens, hit escape once, select the space, and hit delete. Okay, warning saying the space was deleted from all model views, but still remains in the project. Close out. Resume adding spaces. Once you've done adding spaces, could escape a couple times. Hopefully, the copy you are working at will have these tabs all set up for you. If not, congratulations, you've now been elected the codes in this room. What you'll see now is we can create a system. Click on the power button. The next step is to actually edit the circuit. For the panel, let's click the drop down and let's grab PP1 that we had put in it earlier. Now with the add to circuit comment, hold down the control key. Let's select every receptacle that we want to have on this one circuit. Because the panel is selected, we don't need to pick it again. Once you're done selecting all those items, let's scroll down to our load name. Let's call it Office 101, all caps. Now let's click Apply. We'll see that we had 6 elements and our panel is PP-1. Once you have these, go ahead and click on Finish Editing Circuit. It doesn't seem like we've done much, but in the project browser, let's scroll down to Panel Schedules, Drilling, and double-click on PP1. Notice that we now have Office 101, 20 amp, 1 pole. Go ahead and close out of there. Then you're all set. Circuiting isn't the funnest thing to do in Revit, but it's certainly one of the most important. The first thing you want to do is scroll down to Lighting, Ceiling Plans, Level 1. Now let's go ahead and throw a space, just haven't tagged it quite yet. On the Analyze tab, click on the Space Tag button. Let's put our space tag in our room and hit click and drag it off. Now go ahead and click this milker up here, and we can move it up to form a little elbow. It would be nice if there's a little dot on the end of it. So go ahead and click on the Edit Type button and View Properties dialog. For the leader arrowhead, instead of none, let's set the drop down and scroll down till we find dot fill 1/16 of an inch. Click Apply, and click OK. We now have the space tag applied. Let's say I want to do is add a lighting fixture. On the Systems tab, let's click on Lighting Fixture. In the Lighting Fixture drop-down, let's scroll down till we find 2x4, 120. Notice that we can't place it anywhere. The reason is we haven't really told Revit where we want to place it. On the Placement panel, click Place on Face. Now you can see that we can place it somewhere. Let's zoom in on the ceiling and hover over one of these lines and get you in that intersection. While we're at it, let's add another one right here. Zoom out a little bit, hit escape a couple times, and we're good to go. The last thing I want to look at is the fact that we can't see any of our door openings. In the Properties for Ceiling Plan, scroll down till we find the View Range dialog and click Edit. This View Range dialog tells Revit how deep into the building we're going to look. Right now, our cut plane is set for 7'6". That's well above the door header. Type in 4 for the offset, click Apply. Notice in Revit that you only need to type 4 in another sense that it's feet, not inches. Click OK. Now we can see our door openings. Creating a lighting plan can be simple if you are in the right view using the right elements. Lighting. Now what we'll notice is we have quite a few different types of lighting switches. Let's zoom in near this door right here. And one thing we should notice is the fact that it doesn't quite show it the way we want it. This because of the fact that our detail level is set for fine. Let's change our detail level to coarse. Now let's hover over that same exact wall. Notice now that we can see the symbology, not the actual switch. Right now, this is a lighting switch on a circuit breaker. And the properties to drop down, let's go to Demo. Notice that the switch symbol stays the same, but we now have a key on it. Let's scroll down and let's go to Door. Hover over the wall and select the point right here. Let's hit escape a couple times. Zoom out. Now see we have a switch, or we have a symbol on it. We're showing it the symbolic plan, which is representative of what you typically see in a normal floor plan. So as you can see, adding switches to a model is almost second nature at this point. To get started, in the project browser, let's make sure we're under electrical, lighting, ceiling plans, level 1. Next up is to click the Edit Circuit button on the System Tools panel. For the panel, let's grab PP1. With the Add to Circuit button current, hold down your Control key, select your second light and your switch. Once those are selected, on the electrical loads, click into the Load Name box. Make sure you hover over all the text that's in here. Let's call the load name Office with caps 101 Lighting. Click Apply. Click the green check mark for Finish Editing Circuit. In our project browser, let's scroll down to Panel Schedules and double-click on PP1. From the side, we have Office 101 and Office 101 Lighting. We can close out of our panel schedule. Because our components are smart, you may be starting to notice that we have been storing quite a bit of data and information into the model. Because we've been following these rules, we can really start to extract information from our model.